And that was probably the first time I'd asked someone to pray for me in years. Just because like I had felt really uncomfortable with it, but for some reason I felt comfortable, well, not some reason, but David being who he is, I felt comfortable enough asking him to pray for us. We dated when I was a freshman in high school and he was a junior in high school, and he would probably say that he was ready to like get engaged when I was a freshman in high school, and I was so not ready and so not there. So we, went our separate ways, and we both graduated from Catoosa and remained friends, really. I moved back to Oklahoma, and we found each other and got married shortly after that.
It was probably a month after we started dating again that I was like, I'm going to ask her to marry me. And, we went on a little trip, and I took her out on the river in Missouri and asked her to marry me on a riverboat.
It took a long time for me to realize that the feelings that I had, the hesitancy about going to any church in general, or even at one point talking to a Christian, made me fearful. It took a long time for me to realize that that would be considered like religious trauma because of things that I had experienced in the past. It really took me having Darcy to really just think about making a church home. I don't know if it's because I want her to have a healthy childhood in a church, or if it's just because maybe God just moved me in a certain way and that's what happened. I don't know, but we started going to church after we had her. Maybe it was in a selfish way. Maybe it was because I wanted to show her off a little bit. And that was like what I felt was a good place to show her off. And then the messages that David was saying at that time were really about loving people first and loving like Jesus, which I know is like the church motto. But his sermons really hit home to me. And I realized like these church people, these Christians, are not like the Christians that had made me go away from a church.
And thank you for the gift she is to this church family.
During the dedication, I just felt very comfortable and like it just felt right. Through our journey of after me having her and us just, maybe it was just I opened up my heart for the first time in a long time when it came to a church. And I just felt comfortable with the idea of her growing up in a church like Harvard Avenue, where no matter what, like what she goes through, she'll have support and she'll be safe and loved. And so for once, in a very long time, I finally feel comfortable walking through the doors of a church. So that's over here.
If you're on the fence and you are a little hesitant to come, just try it once. I always told people it can't hurt to try. And then if you don't like it or it's not for you or whatever, then you can either go somewhere else or you don't have to come again. But ultimately, like, it can't hurt to try, and it might be just what you needed.